Okay, so what's today is today is the 24th, just a few days away from my birthday. And I'm in financial ruin, but I don't give a shit, and neither should you, about your own financial ruin, because frankly, the bank's got too much on their hands. They're not going to go around with the sheriff and fucking seize everybody's assets, try to freeze you out. This is what happened during COVID. We can do it all over again. It's quite easy. It's called squatting, the old native tradition. What can I say? And since I'm the court jester and the probably the most hated person in aviation, I don't whatever you people out there, my friends or not, think of me. At least I'm doing something about it. At least I'm speaking and I'm trying to put into words the conversations that I've had with other people for years now within the industry in order to affect some sort of change, because I know there's a lot of resentment and there's a lot of pent up anger, even from the older generation, from the fallout of 9/11 and how, the world before that point was a lot different and a lot better in a lot of different respects for a lot of people, and then you were talking about other pivotal moments, say like 2008, where like my dad lost a shitload of money. He lost a lot of money. It was like $60,000 to $80,000 or more on the stock market in various funds and whatnot. So we gotta do something about this. You can't just, and especially with the way that the information is now and the technology, for which I was waiting for to catch up, so that I could do this more instantaneously and more fluid and more, flow state. Because I don't rehearse these videos, right? I just sit, I think about them for a bit, and then I try to talk to you as if you're in the same room, because I got nobody to talk to right now, and I get annoyed at being on the phone, and I don't want to talk. I don't want to necessarily get too emotionally involved in a conversation, lest I feel like I'm going to scare someone off about it. This is just how I feel about it, right? Like, uh, if you're going to talk about like other pivotal moments of finance, so let's just say like the Robinhood event, in it was a 2019. And if you follow the financial pattern, right, this basically the wavelength, which is very high, is actually consistently over time is a high frequency. It's like once every 3 to 6 years, which falls in line with stock market crashes and whatnot, and then also debt loading, and personal spending, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And as we all know right now, 2023 is a very low spot because of 2019 and the timing of COVID, which is very interesting. If you put the two and two together there, and you think about unrestricted warfare and that paper written by those Chinese generals, and then the financial market manipulation with Evergrande and like the ghost cities and this worldwide um, global market. And then again, I read from in the first volume from Thailand's Boom Bust and Echo, and how, okay, so then the tulip rush, if we think about different examples of financial events, where the stock market crashed in 1929, right? There's a lot of things that people want to happen, right? There's people out there that want society to collapse. They want accelerationism. They want an opportunity to usurp and rise in their own way without having much of a plan of what to do after, right? This is why we have the police. This is why we have the military. This is why we have intelligence agencies. This is why we have political structures, even if they're broken. They're only broken by humanity ourselves, and how each one of us is corruptible. Because if you go by the principles of hacking, say like you want to be a computer hacker or whatever, you can do it through the hardware, you can do it through the software, or you can do it through the people. Because the weakest part in any system, any design system, is the people. In any organization, it's the people, right? Again, I'm going to refer to Baker's Dirty Dozen. You know, the human factors that are involved, and you know that when every one of us in aviation is, and everyone within society is, what, 3 meals away from collapse or ruin, right? And I'm not gonna go down the blue ruin route and hold a grudge against the people that have let me go or whatever. It doesn't make any sense. You got to make decisions according to your place in an organization, and that's that. I don't hold it against you. I don't hold people's jealousy against them. I don't hold any of these other feelings. Again, the anger and the resentment, the attachment, the insecurity, and the anxiety. Right, well, every one of us feels these things, and I got no issue with that. But we're in a depression. We're in a depression as it is right now. Everybody wants to call it something different, but when I'm sitting here and I can't fix my car because I got I didn't have any safety nets, and I spent all of my savings in the fall, and I'm still doing these videos. I'm never gonna stop doing these videos. I won't. I'm gonna keep putting them out there until the algorithm picks them up, and then sooner or later, I will be the figurehead. Because it takes an artist to be the figurehead of something, to be a personal representative or public defender, so to speak, of an entire people. And I'm not aiming to be a politician. I don't really want to get too much into. I don't want to get into politics because it's a damn dirty, nasty business. And this is why I've been trying to keep my head and my body clean and free of outside influence of vices. I have my vices like caffeine here, but overall, there's worse things in life than a cup of Joe and a few beers, or I'm making chocolate chip cookies right now. And I'm still going to the food bank. I'm going to the food bank for however long it takes for this stuff to turn around until I have the funds to fix my car and come back to work with all of you, which I look forward to. Maybe I'll go back to Montreal because I'll be mentally prepared for that. And I won't even give a shit. I'll live out of my fucking car. There's a lot of other people in this industry, especially contractors, that have to live and survive out of their fucking cars. Let's be real about that. This is the dark side of the aviation world. Is because people use the threat of the hegemony of poverty against people when you're working to enforce a conformity for the sake of power, individual power, and power tripping. As I've explained with the psychology of power and the psychopathy or psychopathy, right? Tomato. And that's just about my ramblings here. I hope you're keeping up because I don't like doing linear conversations, right? This is what a lot of people don't understand, is that when you're in the same room as the old way, really, the humor and the bounciness, the give and take, right? It's just that when I'm talking to someone, I have to think, and I don't necessarily like being interrupted because just blah, 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 like fucking word salad, right? So. Again, I know that a lot of you understand what's going on. Like, you're not stupid. Many of you are very intelligent. And none of you are stupid. We all have different strengths within the industry, and I'm just exercising this creativity that I have, even though I've been ignored sometimes. I'm not going to hold it against you. It's just the way that it is. Everybody has different priorities. And, again, so my priority right now in doing this just to reiterate the point, is to affect change, right? To be a voice for everybody else, especially mechanics, because you're my people, right? Like, I can't speak for other aspects of the industry. Like, I understand pilots, I understand baggage handlers, but I haven't worked their jobs. I understand flight attendants, but I haven't worked your job. Our groomers, etc. You know, and let's see, ground handlers. Like, again, I understand you, but I haven't done your job, and I don't know. I might have to do a tour at some point of these different jobs to understand them a little bit better, because that's what a good boss does. Is they go to the floor and they talk to people, and they perform the job with them. Like a secret boss, right? And that's just how I would operate. That's how I would prefer to operate if I'm going to put myself in the position of a representative, and then hopefully you'll have me as something like that, because I can't go into work every day anymore, facing the same old problems, hearing the same old issues, and in where lies the very issue is that we're all insane if we don't do something, if we don't try to improve it, you know. And I'm thankful that some organizations and some unions out there are listening and are prepared to strike as of this moment, you know, in order, because like we talk about COVID, and our industry, aviation, suffered greatly, so greatly, and so many people left because they just couldn't tolerate the fucking bullshit, and it was just a very stressful time. And what you should do after a stressful time is rest for a bit and then strike back, right? That's a military tactic. Let the dust settle, and then shoot a round across the bow of the ship of Theseus, right? Because if we don't blow a hole in the side of this slave ship, we're all going to fucking the misery land, if we're not there already. Hell in a handbasket, so to speak. And I'm gonna end this here at about 13 minutes, because my point is proven in that, just because it's the way I say we're in this moment, and it's terrible, and especially with the current government, the current liberal government, it doesn't mean it's always going to be like this, right? So keep your head up. I'm rooting for you. I'm doing whatever I can, and I'm not going to give up, and you shouldn't either.